it's Doris with Aldi Books, and I'm here with the 52 Nifty Bookish Facts tag. Yes, and I was tagged by the lovely Silje. I will link her channel below if you haven't met her yet. She is delightful. And let's just jump right in. I'm doing the Choose Your Own Adventure version, in which I choose a few to answer before I rush off to work. Yes. So, number one, what book are you reading right now? Well, right now I am reading is it Moonwalking? I think it's Moonwalking with Einstein by somebody Four. Not Jonathan Safran Foer, but his brother. I'm reading that with Heidi. Yes, and I need to get to it because I'm a chapter behind. Sorry, Heidi. Number two, what was the last thing that you highlighted? Well, this paper right here in the large text easy reader version. Excuse me. Number three, what do you plan to read next? Well, that would be Hum if you don't know the words. I'm not sure the author there, but I am buddy reading that with Patrice, and I'm also behind on that one. Sorry, Patrice. Okay. Numbers 4 through 7 are choosing my drinking buddies. So, number 4, one fiction writer, living or dead, with which I would like to grab a drink would be John Steinbeck. Yeah. I read something recently. It was, I can't for the life of me remember where I read it, but it was someone else's memoir, and she was like a friend of somebody who was a niece of Steinbeck, and they were hiding at the bushes at a wedding, and he sounds like a great guy, and I think they were drinking in the bushes. So yeah, I read that somewhere. Golly. Anyway, number 5 is a nonfiction writer. We're going to go with Eric Larson because I think that he could, you know, immortalize this bar hopping extravaganza for us. A poet, let's go with Langston Hughes. He would add a lot to this party. And a booktuber. So for my booktubers, I'm going to go with Robert from Barter Hoardes and Kendra Winchester. I got to meet up with them last summer in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, at a book festival, and we went out to dinner with a bunch of others. It was so lovely, so much fun. And we're going to bring along Jacqueline because she's from 6 Minutes for Me. She's our newly adopted Southern booktuber. And since this is a fantasy gig with all these other, you know, well, just a couple that have passed on. But anyway, we're going to go bar hopping in Japan and crash Angie's party when she goes to visit Shawn the Book Maniac. So party on. This is fun times. Okay, jumping down to number 20, good writing or good story. I actually prefer good writing. I'm a sucker for a well-turned phrase. Yes, I am. And I have been known not to be overly concerned with the storyline. And plus, there's so much writing that's not about story. Like some nonfiction and poetry, and you know, I love words. 21, YA or children's lit? Yes, please, except not nonfiction. I've noticed I don't really like nonfiction in that category, unless it's a memoir, and then it's lovely. 22, excuse me. Irony or humor? I like humor if it's not too slapstick. Like Jim Carrey doesn't do it for me at all. So that, you know, that literary version of that, you know, except if it's bodily function humor, and then don't ever fart around me because I'm gonna laugh. I'm sorry. But irony, I like if it's got an edge of funny to it too. So I really like that. So I like humorous irony. 23, sci-fi or horror? No, thank you. 24, fantasy or nonfiction? Yes, please. 25, would you rather find a new favorite contemporary writer or a new favorite old-time great? I'm gonna go with old-time great because I feel like if I find somebody like that who stood the test of time, quite often there's a lot of work in his collection that's really going to be studying. Whereas sometimes with a new author, you'll read one and you're like, wow, and then, yeah. So, 26, sonnet or haiku? Haiku, I love haiku. 28, spend the evening at a library or bookstore. Yeah, that sounds like fun. Let's go bar hopping at the bookstores and libraries. That sounds like a neat trick right there. Okay, 29, magazine or Wikipedia? Really like magazine articles, although I haven't been reading them at all in recent years. And actually, true story, Wikipedia is still very much frowned upon in the public school setting. So not quite come to the point where it is recognized as a legitimate reference. I'm not commenting on that, just saying that's how it is right now. 30, dictionary or encyclopedia? Encyclopedia. We had these gorgeous burgundy Encyclopedia Britannicas as a child, and I loved reading those. And the colored plates with all the butterflies and the cats and the, you know, foreign countries, and oh, I wish I still had those. I won't say where they are now because it hurts my heart. 31. The writer I would like to write my biography. Candace Millard. I like that style. Eric Larson does it too, but probably better a woman to write my story. Candace Millard, I love that. I forget the term for it, but you know, the one where they cover every aspect of a nonfiction piece. So good. Okay, 32 and 33. Do I highlight in my books? Do I write in my books? I do not highlight with highlighters. I do at times underline and annotate with a pencil. If it's a book like East of Eden that I know is going to have things that I want to immortalize again, because he's already immortalized it. But anyway, 34, earliest memory of a library. That would be school libraries. I remember in 2nd grade, that's probably the earliest, but the librarian would bring stacks of books to each table for us to choose from, but she would always go back and get me a Black Stallion off the shelf. 35, the last time you went in a library. Yesterday. I am a public school teacher. I teach ESL. I don't have my own classroom, so and I'm notorious for getting to be BFFs with the librarians at any school that I teach at, so I always go in and greet the librarians at my elementary school and, you know, get my day started that way. And then when I get to the high school, my class actually is in the library because there's only 4 boys, so yeah, we meet in there and it's lovely. I love that librarian too. Highly. 36, have you ever accidentally stolen books from the library? Ish. I do recall that sometime in my mid-20s, I borrowed a dinosaur book from the library and forgot to return it for 2 years. And I returned it just as I was leaving town. So, yeah. Ballpark, how many books do you own? I know that at the beginning of this month, I had 242 books on my TBR shelf. So I have no clue the rest of it. I would assume altogether somewhere in the 500 plus range. So yes. 39. So there's Sense and Sensibilities and Sea Monsters, Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, etc. How do you feel about the phenomenon? I don't care. You know, if it's entertaining for someone, it's fine. Lovely. Go for it. Although I'm going to be hypocritical later on in this, you can call me out on that. Go ahead. 42, flash fiction. What do you think about that? I really like, I mean, I already said I like, I'm just all over the place here. I already said I liked words and a well-turned phrase. So I like literary fiction, and if it's wordy, I'm usually fine with that. I mean, if it's written well, wordy. But I also like the exercise of saying something deeply but concisely. So that's why I like the haiku. I love the discipline of writing a haiku. So same for flash fiction. I like that conciseness. I also like something else called a 6-word memoir. I love those too. Just, I love that. I love that whole form. Okay, 43. If you could own one book from all of history, what would it be? I mean, this goes without saying that this is on top of what you already have, like that one special book. So, I don't know if y'all watch Simon Savage, but sometimes he goes in that room with those Audubon books. Oh my gosh. I would so die to have one of those. Are you kidding me? Oh man. I mean, it would be a thrill to even go there and get to see it, like IRL, but I love those things. Okay. 44, audiobooks the same as reading. I am so very tired of this question. 45, most literary songwriter of your lifetime. I love Jackson Browne. I can listen to him all day long, and I did in college. I realized that he was like a little before my time at the time, but I mean, I think that's a hipster thing to do, right? Okay, 46 and 47 deal with embarrassment. So what writer embarrasses you because you haven't read them yet, and what writer embarrasses you because you've read too much from them? And I don't see the point in being embarrassed about what you have and have not read. Although I'm going to be a hypocrite and say I do have a phobia involving those gray books. You know the ones. You know the ones. Okay. But that just goes back to my bad writing thing, you know. There's a story there, but the writing. Okay. I'm a hypocrite. I'm so sorry. Okay, 48. What is a biography you are looking forward to reading? One that came out was the National Book Award winner. I think Alan Locke. I forget the name of it, but it was about Alan Locke. And then I want those. I just read Michelle Obama's Becoming, which was fabulous. So in reading that, I really want to get Obama's works. So he has one about his father, and I believe he has one that's kind of a bit of a memoir of his own life, just certain years of it, I think. Anyway. 49, do you have a dream reading cubby? So, initially I didn't think that I had an answer for this, but then in thinking about it for a few days, oh my gosh. So, I like to be outside, but I do not like cold weather. So, winter is bad for me. But I love to be outside. I can't stand to have my windows closed. I feel like a caged animal. So if I had like the Opryland Hotel, which is this huge conservatory with, you know, life-size, like not life-size, full-sized tropical trees and a river flowing through it. Holy cow, would that be awesome? But without all those people, because I don't really appreciate that part of it. But or just my own greenhouse in the backyard. Oh, yeah. But not like, not all this fake heat that dries my skin out, you know, like tropical heat. Anyway, yeah, I like that. And then we could have a special like air-controlled display room with my Audubon book. Y'all would come see me then, because that would be awesome. Oh. Okay, 52. What booktuber have you been watching the most recently? I don't know. I've been watching a lot of booktube because I'm trying to keep that watch later list down, but I am currently in the middle of Skeptical Reader, her latest video. So as soon as I finish this, I will finish that and then Jet. So yes, that's all I got. If you'd like to do this tag, you know, I will link Stripped Cover Lit below. He was the original creator. And some of my friends, Heidi just posted one this morning. I will link her. And Robert posted his yesterday. It was really good. And then obviously you have to watch Seriela's and Shawn, the book Maniac. So yeah, I will link all of them below so you can check them out. And thanks so much for watching, and I will chat with you soon.